Hey guys, it's Tammy Van Hollander, and this is Neal King. We have a special guest today. So, this is day 6 of Tele-Play therapy, and Neal has all these awesome interventions. Heal with Neal. So,
Deal
I
with Neil.
I thought it would be fun for Neal to actually give some fun interventions for today and some great stuff you guys can be using for Tele-Play therapy. So, Neal, he's
Yeah, so one of these, I have a couple today. One I call Imagination Hide and Seek. Imagination Hide and Seek. Very simple game, similar to hide and seek. However, you will ask the child for every member of their family, including pets, where do you think they would hide if grandma were hiding? Where would she hide? And then, you can ask, of course, tell me a little bit more about that, whenever they pick a spot. Now, after they leave, they do the house, then you could expand it and be like, well, how about if they were in, cousin Jane's house? Where would they hide there? Tell me a little bit more about that. And if they all went to your school, where do you think they would hide then? Tell me a little more about that. Now, each family member and the pets get to go everywhere, and then anywhere in the world, any planet, where would they hide and why? So that's a little bit about imagination, hide and seek, very
And
simple.
can I make a comment about
Sure,
imagination hide and seek? Because us play therapists, it's sometimes hard for us to just keep everything in our imagination. So for the kids to be able to do this as an art
draw it out,
project and
yes,
to be able, they could even do it with blocks to be able to create where they'd be hiding
yes,
for the imagination hide and seek. Hey, Kim.
excellent. Hey, Kim. Um, So the other one, this is a really fun, and this one will take some time, and a lot can be expounded from this. I call it a variation of show and tell. This is gather and tell. So weather permitting, you can go take a walk around the neighborhood with a little pail, little
Thumbs up to
bag,
nature.
thumbs up to nature, and gather whatever you as the parent or thinks appropriate to put in there. We're not going to take used bubble gum or shards of glass, but any little junk or fun junk or things that they find around, twigs and rocks and papers, they gather in a pail. When you get home, then we start to ask them, what would that, they take out the twig. Oh, what would that twig sound like if it had a voice? And how would he or she, and you can ask it to name it if it wants to have a name for it, or he, she, it, however they identify. For the rest of this, I'm just going to call it he. How would he choose a friend? Tell me a little bit more about that. What makes him happy? What makes him sad? What makes him laugh? And again, why? Tell me a little bit more about that. And then you would pick another one and you repeat it, but now you also can ask them, do you think that this twig and this rock would be friends? Tell me a little bit more about that. And you can start a friend circle, and who is not in the friend circle, who's not allowed, why are they not allowed in? And again, as therapists, you could expound from there. The indoor version is you just go to each room and collect an item as well.
And I love that because can we stop on that one? Because when
Mhm.
Neil was telling me about that, and I love the idea. First of all, just the whole nature pieces. We're going to be talking about so many different ways about collecting nature and doing that piece.
Mhm.
Hey guys from Australia. Hey Jillian. Being able to take the acorn and the rocks and all those pieces almost as if it's a sand tray and literally be playing with them and having them communicate. But I love when Neil said then, okay, to actually have the kids gather special items all over the house, and then you incorporate it into hide and seek.
Well, then the next phase, right, would be now you can take those objects and now you have more people that can go on hide and seek. Where would the acorn named Mary, where would she go? So now you have imagination hide and seek for the next day with more than family members. You have this new, these objects from gather and tell. So, and of course, you make it your own. And that's a couple of fun little things that we can do with our clients through telesessions as well.
Because I'd be really curious. Like if I think about my clients and if I was like, okay, without the parents getting in trouble, like or the siblings, if they were to take one thing out of each room in the house and they're bringing it to you and telling a story of that, I think that's pretty neat. So just a fun one, just some fun ones. Thank you, Neal, for some of your interventions.
Heal with Neal.
For Heal with Neal, and maybe Neal will do something tomorrow, or I'll do something tomorrow. I may take some weekends off, but on Monday, I'm planning on doing with you guys a Fantasy Island technique too.
Oh.
So stay tuned, guys. Take care and have a wonderful weekend, and stay safe.